Trapezoid. It is I, the queen of the Trapezoid Earth Society, where we know the truth. The Earth is a trapezoid. It is no other shape other than a trapezoid. It is a three-dimensional trapezoid, and it is the greatest shape of all time. And anybody who disagrees with us hates science and hates America. It is very important for you not to hate science or America and understand that the Earth is a trapezoid. Very, very important, because it's one of the most important things you'll ever see. As we all know, the Earth being a trapezoid is the greatest thing of all time. I'd like to thank you all for joining me here on this wonderful trapezoid so that we can live for the glory of the trapezoid. Glory, glory to the trapezoid, the trapezoid. Glory, glory to the trapezoid. Glory, glory to the trapezoid. And we're here on a college football Saturday on the trapezoid, where college football is happening all across America, something that the trapezoid believes is one of the most important things, because we believe that college football is one of the only ways to actually keep college funded. Now, I don't understand why people think the Earth is flat, but I really don't understand why people think the Earth is round. The Earth being round was debunked over 7,000 years ago by the ancient Sumerians, who figured out that the Earth was in fact a trapezoid and handed it down in the emerald tablets of Thoth. And we all know that that's not exactly who it was back then. At that point, it was Enlil, and he tried to flood the trapezoid because he was like, yeah, the whole trapezoid thing, we should just flood it and start over, because this whole thing is just too much. I don't want to deal with the humans anymore. They're making too much noise and all that. But then then they were like, nah, somebody lived, and now we got to deal with all this. There's this whole flood and everything, and yeah. And then God from the Bible also tried flooding the earth, the trapezoid. It was a whole thing. There was way too much trapezoid flooding going on. And we got to understand that when the trapezoid got flooded, bad things happened. The trapezoid being flooded is not something that we like. There are far too many ants on the table that my phone is on. So I'm going to stand up and we can talk about the trapezoid somewhere else. But remember, the trapezoid is the most important thing. It is very important that we give glory to the trapezoid. We give thanks to the trapezoid. And that we ensure that we love the trapezoid. Hello, F7. Should I press the function button as you are here? We must give glory to the trapezoid. All glory to the trapezoid. The trapezoid will be releasing merch, as the trapezoid has authorized me, as the queen of the Trapezoid Earth Society, to create merchandise for the Trapezoid Earth Society. And I've been working on that over the last little bit, and I think it's going to be great. You make edits? That's pretty cool. What do you make edits of? Because I'm looking for an edit of a trapezoid is a four-sided shape where you got one side that looks kind of like this, a little bit on the bottom, then another side like this, and another side like this, and then this. An asylum, I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room, full of chickens. Chickens make me crazy. But it was okay, because that was where I was able to perfect and commune with the trapezoid. Yeah, I definitely think we need t-shirts for the trapezoid. I'm going to put like the trapezoid of importance on there. I thought it would be funny if I like made a shirt just for me with like just a QR code that just like led to my payment method, so people would scan it and then it would just say, give this person money, like some sort of digital panhandling. It would be funny. Hello again, F7. It would be real funny to do that. But yeah, the Earth is a trapezoid, and anybody who believes the Earth isn't a trapezoid is either trolling you or doesn't understand geometry and geography and geology and physics, because the only shape that it is possible for a planet to get into where the Earth is near the sun is a trapezoid. Just like we know that the sun is a hexagon. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but the sun's a hexagon. And I'm sick and tired of people not understanding that the sun is a hexagon. Because when the sun is a hexagon, what did I just do? I don't know what just happened. I created a clip, but yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to accidentally turn off the video. I just tried to click create a clip so there could be something on there to clip. Because apparently YouTube can do that for you. It's a whole thing. I don't fully understand how it works. It is when you zoom in. What? What? I'm not 100% sure what happened. The camera's on now. I accidentally hit turn camera off. Which I didn't mean to do, because I need to come out here and spread the message of the glorious trapezoid. The only thing more important than the message of the glorious trapezoid is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I don't mean another New Testament of Jesus Christ, that's the Book of Mormon. No, I mean the actual original 3, because Luke, that's a whole thing. We don't talk about Luke here. Hello, Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy. You bring Alexander with you? Alexander knew about the trapezoid. He loved the trapezoid. He thought the trapezoid was the greatest thing since sliced bread, even though sliced bread hadn't even been invented when Alexander died. Man, he thought the trapezoid was great. He absolutely loved simping for the trapezoid. Thank you, Panda. I got him at Target. Target is one of those companies on the trapezoid where sometimes they got good things, sometimes they got bad things. It's a whole thing. No, LeBron wasn't an FBI plant. He was a CIA plant. Big difference. The CIA created LeBron in the 70s because they knew that they could sow division between people by making people fight about whether or not LeBron or MJ was better. It was a whole thing. And I don't like what they did, but they did it. But they did it, and it's a whole thing. And I'm pretty excited about what's happening today, because we found out today that LeBron is refusing to allow Adam Silver to force feminize him to play in the WNBA. And that's just ridiculous, because the CIA should have stepped in and handled that. There is absolutely no reason for LeBron to not be in the WNBA next season. Because LeBron, there's no such thing as delusionals. Delusions are not a thing. Delusions is a made-up word made up by psychiatrists to sell more psychiatry. And we got to understand that selling more psychiatry is not good for people. We need less psychiatry and more trapezoid worship. We need more people to love the trapezoid. Because the more power... Correct. There is no way I could walk around in circles if it wasn't a trapezoid. That's right. The more powerful the earth gets, the more people worship the trapezoid. The trapezoid is the greatest thing of all time. We love the trapezoid in this house. Please work here, what I'm trying to do. That should work. All right. Okay, that worked. I found a table that doesn't have ants on it. So now I can do that. You were looking for unhinged content? All right, well, let's talk about Boogie 2988 faking cancer and how that upset the trapezoid. Because, man, Boogie faked cancer and Keemstar's okay with it. And it's like, come on, Keem. You are upsetting the trapezoid. Boogie is upsetting the trapezoid. R.I.P. Charlie. Charlie Brown died. Who killed Charlie Brown? Who killed Charlie Brown? I need to know immediately so the trapezoid can take appropriate action. I got to tell the Pope of the trapezoid, too. That's a whole situation where we got to talk to the Pope. I also got to tell the chief custodian of the trapezoid. Tell him to get out of Utah. Utah is clean enough right now. He lives there, but it's like, no, we can go somewhere else. Let's start cleaning up, I don't know, Montana, Wyoming. Not even sure Wyoming's real. We haven't been able to figure it out yet. We just got this thing on the maps that says Wyoming, and we aren't sure it's real. We can help telling the Pope? Nice. Yeah, we got to tell the Pope all about the trapezoid, because I'm sure the Catholic Church needs to know about this. Because the Catholic Church needs to know about science so they can approve it for whether or not Christians are allowed to believe it. That's right. The Catholic Church is the most important piece. You've never met somebody from Wyoming? I've never met somebody who's even been to Wyoming. Not even from there. I've never even met somebody that's been to Wyoming. It's a whole thing where it's like, what do you mean you're from Wyoming? There's no such thing as Wyoming. There is no Wyoming. Somebody told me that Wyoming means no state here in German, but we're not 100% sure about that. We got to go find that out. We're trying to go track down some German records. And it's a whole thing. There's a lot of stuff missing between 1939 and 1945. They don't really want to talk about it. And it's like, all right, come on. The trapezoid understands that you did some bad things, but we need to look at your records. And also, you know, that's why you can't have nice bagels over there, Germany. No bagels for you, Germany. But yeah. You know who else I'm sick and tired of? I'm sick and tired of Simon Dan trying to debunk flat earthers by saying the earth is a globe. The trapezoid is the shape of the earth. It's a sentient earth, and the trapezoid communes with everyone through me, the queen of the Trapezoid Earth Society. I am the most important member of the trapezoid. And for those of you who don't know what a trapezoid is, I will be posting a trapezoid on Instagram later. Every once in a while, I post videos or post pictures called the trapezoid of importance, which is what the trapezoid wants you to know for the day. It's just the trapezoid is in charge when those happen. I'm not. So sometimes the trapezoid doesn't tell me. But the trapezoid has authorized me to start selling Trapezoid Earth merch. And so I'm working on that. I'm going to be on the computer in a little bit trying to figure out how I want to do it. It's all clear? Excellent, excellent. The trapezoid is also really disappointed in Boogie 2988 for faking cancer, because that was absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he thought he could fake cancer and get away with it and spend $200,000 on Ladies of the Night is just ridiculous, and I'm mad about that. And so is the trapezoid, and so should Keemstar. But Keemstar apparently don't care, because Boogie faking cancer brought in him more money than he's made in a year, other than that time when he was just, you know, getting banned from Xbox Live for saying slurs all the time. But yeah, I'm sick and tired of Simon Dan trying to debunk the flat earthers. Debunking the flat earthers with the globe earth? Try debunking some real science for one, Simon Dan. Try debunking the earth being a trapezoid. You can't. There's no science that there is out there. Matter of fact, y'all, tag Simon Dan down below in the chat, in the comments. I want him to come in here and debate me about the shape of the earth. Because I know he can't. He can say, I have facts. And I'll be like, you don't have facts. You have feelings. You feel like the earth is round. But it's not. You don't have any evidence. You're going to say, oh, well, NASA has pictures of it. And I'll be like, why would I trust NASA? NASA is an American agency. I look around and I'm like, there's no pictures from the Russian Space Agency. The Chinese don't got no pictures. The Australians don't got pictures. The French don't have pictures. The Israelis don't have pictures. Allegedly, the only place that has pictures is America. And I know that America doesn't have real pictures of Earth or anything round, because round is not something that can exist in nature. And I'm tired of people saying that it can. But I'm also tired of flat earthers, because it's not flat. It's very clearly a three-dimensional trapezoid, and y'all are just confused because you think you're going off the edge of the Earth. But you're not. You're going down the side. The Earth is not a globe, it's a trapezoid. There's no such thing as round. That's a fire truck. Fire trucks can only exist on a trapezoid. It's a universal law. It's a universal law that trapezoids have fire trucks and no other shape can have a fire truck. We all have to understand that the fire trucks only exist on Earth because of the trapezoid. You know, testicles aren't round on anybody. Anybody who has testicles, they know they're not round. They're ovals. Big difference. Which is quite interesting, actually. Which is quite interesting that testicles are ovals. Y'all remember that guy on TikTok who's got epididymitis? Yeah, he's still got epididymitis 5 years later. And I kind of feel bad, but the trapezoid doesn't know how to fix epididymitis. The trapezoid does believe in universal health care. We do believe that at some point, everybody on Earth should have universal health care. It's just a little too complicated for us to take care of that right now, because right now we got to deal with the whole Ferrari situation. Right now, oh, my favorite color is purple, if I only had to pick one. But yeah, we got to deal with the Ferrari situation. Ferrari's trying to take over the trapezoid, and we cannot allow that. But thankfully, Ferrari's incompetence is helping out with that, which is great, because it'd be kind of difficult if Ferrari weren't as incompetent as they are. But we're working on it. We are working on it. We don't know exactly how long it's going to take to deal with the Ferrari situation. Lewis Hamilton's in there trying to help with the trapezoid, but he's just getting real angry about everything because he was promised a world championship for going to Ferrari and helping us bring him down. But unfortunately, Ferrari incompetence is making it so the world drivers championship seems out of reach for Lewis. And it's a whole thing. And yeah, he doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. Yes, if you believe in the trapezoid, you will be saved. The trapezoid is the most important part of heaven and earth. There is nothing more important. No, the sun is a hexagon. We've been over this. The sun's a hexagon. If you look up in the sky, you'll see that you can't look directly at the sun. That's because they want you to believe it's round. Now, don't look directly at the sun because it'll burn out your retinas. That is a real thing, but that's because of how powerful the hexagon shape makes the sun's rays. As the hexagon makes the sun rays more powerful, it helps it cause cancer and burned retinas and all sorts of nonsense in humans. And it's entirely ridiculous that the sun is able to do something like that. Speaking of the sun, we need to figure out something for the Dolphins-Bills game. The trapezoid needs to figure it out. Your rectum should not be burning. Rectum shouldn't burn. Please don't have a burning rectum. If you have a burning rectum, please take that to the doctor because unfortunately that sounds very painful and the trapezoid cannot recommend that. The trapezoid and the Trapezoid Earth Society recommend that rectums at no point feel a burning sensation. We highly recommend against that. Now, the moon's not actually real. They faked the moon landing on Jupiter. Now, they want you to believe that the moon is there, so what they do is they project Jupiter into the space where the moon is, and they make some distortions on it. Disney's all up in this. Disney's in charge of this. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Disney's in charge of the moon projection, and unfortunately, we've been looking for a new company because sometimes Disney screws up. Disney screws up, but Jupiter is a marble. Well, yeah, that's why Disney's in charge of it. They do all sorts of projection nonsense to it. But yeah, they faked the moon landing on Jupiter. You think the Great Red Spot is real? No. NASA and Disney have been faking that since 1743. You think Disney was founded in the 20th century? No, it was founded in the 4th century over in France. Well, no, not even France. It was founded in Rome. And then it went through the Holy Roman Emperor, the French, British had it for a little bit, and now it's American. It's a whole thing. Disney was working with the Catholic Church long before any of us were born and trying to get us to believe things. Is Pluto a planet? Yes. Pluto is a planet. Pluto is, in fact, a planet. Anybody who thinks Pluto isn't a planet probably also thinks the Earth isn't a trapezoid because they believe in the lamestream media's interpretation of things. And I'm sick and tired of Neil deGrasse Tyson being able to define what is and isn't true. Neil deGrasse Tyson is not the emperor of science. I am the emperor of science. That's right, I'm the emperor of science. And it's ridiculous that people don't understand that I'm the emperor of science. But yeah, we have now had enough talk of the trapezoid, and I must go and look over here. That's right, I'm the emperor of science and the emperor of history. I'm also the emperor of New Mexico. That's right, New Mexico seceded like an hour ago, and I'm the emperor of it. I rule New Mexico. And as my first order of business, I'm ordering that all New Mexican schools teach the trapezoid Earth theory. I'm ordering that. All New Mexican schools need to teach the trapezoid Earth theory and make all members of the school members of the Trapezoid Earth Society so that way we can have the Trapezoid Earth Society ready to defeat Ferrari. No, I don't need any help. I'm all good. Well, actually, I do need help. I need people who can help me defeat Ferrari. Defeating Ferrari is the ultimate purpose of the Trapezoid Earth Society. The Trapezoid is unable to do that on its own. We're hoping nobody ends up getting crucified like the last time it tried to defeat something. That ended up creating a whole new religion it didn't mean to create. When Jesus got crucified, it was a whole thing. But he wasn't supposed to come down and start preaching nonsense like loving your neighbors and stuff. He was supposed to come down and execute Gaius Julius Caesar and Nero and all those Roman emperors. But he just didn't. And it was ridiculous that Jesus didn't do it. And then he created a whole new religion. And then for the last 2,000 years, the trapezoid's been trying to find a prophet. And then they found me. Ferrari is not a round planet. Ferrari is neither round nor a planet. Ferrari is rectangular. Remember, round is not a thing. There is no such thing round. Pluto's shape is to be determined. Most recently, we thought it was a triangle. But when we looked at it again, it might not actually be a triangle. So we're going to have to send some probes and some people out there. We're trying to make a faster-than-light starship. It's a whole thing. We're not 100% sure what's going on with that. Cybertruck? I don't even think the Cybertruck is real. No, the sun is a hexagon. The sun is a hexagon. The sun is a hexagon. The earth is a trapezoid. And the moon's not real. It's a projection of Jupiter. Hello, Hayden. Are you Hayden Christensen? I would really enjoy it if Hayden Christensen came into the live. That would be pretty epic. But after this, I got to go in the house and do other stuff. Like cleaning up, maybe having some baseball. Maybe throw on some college football just in the background. Maybe scream and yell at the TV. Mariners play in, what, it's 7 hours. The entire world thinks Pluto is a triangle, but we have to go and reinvestigate it because what we found out was that was from NASA. Well, my theories are always the greatest theories of all time because they come straight from the trapezoid, and the trapezoid is Earth. And the trapezoid told me all about how LeBron needs to be forced feminized and made to play in the WNBA after we give him stem cells and, estrogen so that he can actually make the WNBA good again. Because the WNBA has never actually been great, but people want to think. Okay, that's fine. Make America Great Britain again? Nah. Because Great Britain, nah. You know the world was created on July 4th, 1776, as we know it. The trapezoid went to America and said, create the world. Now, there was other stuff, but we created the modern world in America on July 4th, 1776. That's right, we will never go back to Great Britain. Great Britain will never get America back. Now, what we got to understand about the trapezoid is all-powerful, all-knowing, and I am the messenger of the trapezoid. Got 1,200 years of history, you got 200? Nah, we got 25 million years of history. We got all sorts of history. We got all sorts of history. We got all sorts of history here in America. America is the greatest nation on the trapezoid. There is nothing better than America on this great trapezoid. The only thing better than America in the world is the trapezoid. And since America is on the trapezoid, it is the greatest thing on the trapezoid. The trapezoid is the greatest thing of all time. Now, what we got to understand about the trapezoid is that when you look at the trapezoid, you are looking at the greatest thing of all time. Which is word for word the same as the Confederate Constitution. What are you talking about? The trapezoid is the greatest thing of all time. Dodecahedron? No, it's a trapezoid. We are trying to figure out how to make trapezoid-shaped dice. They would be like a D8, I think. Well, yeah. The world might be a vampire. The world is not round because round is not a real thing.
Round is not a real thing, never has been, never will be. The only shapes that exist are not round, because lines are the only things that can make shapes, and lines cannot be made to create circles. Therefore, circles do not exist. People all around the globe support the flat earth theory. Well, they're wrong on 2 counts, because they're not on the globe and the earth's not flat. The earth is not flat. The United States is not the Confederacy. The United States is the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, we might have made some mistakes, like slavery and whatnot, but we learned from those mistakes, and we made this country the greatest thing on earth. We made this country the greatest thing on the trapezoid, and there is nothing anybody can do to improve on the trapezoid unless they are an American. Why is the moon round? The moon is not round. The moon is a projection of Jupiter, where they faked the moon landing because they knew that the moon is not real. We almost made Kamala Harris president. That would have been the worst thing ever. Honestly, as bad as Trump is, Harris is worse. Harris would have been the worst president ever. She was the worst candidate since Hillary Clinton. That's saying a lot, because Hillary Clinton was horrible. Most imprisoned people in one country? Yeah, that's good. The trapezoid believes in mass incarceration. You know why the trapezoid believes in mass incarceration? Because it's proven to have benefits. It's good for the economy. People make money. Jobs are created. People are productive members of society, and it lowers the crime rate. Less murder, less drug use, less SA. Mass incarceration works. In fact, the United States will not be great until we have a prison population of at least 51% of the people in this country. That's right, 51% of the people in the United States should be in jail. That way we know what happens. And you know what? I think if you graduate high school and you don't join the military, go to trade school, or go to college, you should go to immediate jail and just stay there until you do one of those things. And if you don't go to graduate high school, immediate jail. Immediate jail. Why 51%? So that way 49% of the country that actually does the right thing can go out there and make sure that the world is going right. Now, you say if Michael Jordan owns 50 prisons, well, I bet that means LeBron's trying to buy 100, because LeBron can't stand to be second to Michael in anything. LeBron cannot stand being second to Michael Jordan in anything. And that's part of why the CIA created LeBron. The CIA created LeBron to sow division in America. And it worked. It worked so well. And now they're working on trying to fix the WNBA, and they got to de-age and force feminize LeBron. And it's a whole thing. And it's taken too long. President John Adams, why are you here? It's a triangle, William. It is always a triangle. It is always a triangle. There's nothing better than a triangle other than the trapezoid. That is correct. It is a triangle. We love triangles here at the trapezoid. We think trapezoids are some of the greatest things in the world. I think Hispanic people are cool. I think diversity is a good thing. My face is red because the trapezoid made it red. There's no such thing as circles. I'm sick and tired of people trying to say that there's circles. No, a baseball is not a triangle. A baseball is, in fact, a variation on a trapezoid. You can't really see it, but when you look at it, talk to your starting pitchers, and you look at it, and they're like, yeah, it's a trapezoid. They are right. They are right. Spheroid is not a word. Spheroid is not a word. It's not a shape. It's not nothing. It has no meaning. No, I'm the reason why aliens are coming to Earth. The aliens are coming to Earth in 5 years to destroy the Vatican. That's right. 5 years from now. They are coming to Earth to destroy the Vatican. The aliens will be destroying the Vatican, and they know why. They want to destroy the Vatican because they know that in 5 years, the Vatican is going to work on spreading Catholicism to the aliens on Jupiter and Uranus. And it's absolutely ridiculous that this is a thing that we have to worry about. We should not be spreading Catholicism to aliens. The trapezoid should be spread to aliens. No, Uranus is not round. But yeah, anyway, thank you for joining me here on the Trapezoid Earth Society. We'll be talking more later. Thank you for joining me.